Welcome, everyone. Matt along with Goo here, and today, no bones about it. We're going to talk about Bones of Baramos. Is he a good unit, or should you wait for what's coming up next? What, Goo? Oh, Bones of Baramos is scary? Well, it is a pretty interesting unit. Finally, we're getting another S Undead family unit, which honestly we desperately need in this game because the Undead family has been probably the least loved family. Uh, you know what? If you guys want to make an argument, please go do so in the comments below. In the game that I feel, the leadership is decent. Reduces enemy defense by 20%. And by decent, I mean it's pretty good overall. It has its uses for sure. I prefer focusing on attack, but this is a very, very useful leadership effect. Uh, Bones of Baramos is categorized as an attack unit, but I would call it a debuffer personally. Its first skill, Air Attack, is 195% physical damage to one enemy, occasionally reduces agility. This is a very nice first one. Second one is Dastardly Talons. It's 56, inflicts 75%, SAM damage, physical damage to an enemy 4 times, rarely reduces attack. And last one is Genocide Breath, causes breathtaking breath damage to all enemies and sometimes curses and poisons. So you can see already he has 4 different debuffs that he can do: curse, poison, reduce attack, reduce agility. Um, and so all in all, very very good. I'm gonna have some skills that also focus on reducing attack because the Dastardly Talons just doesn't reduce attack enough. But obviously, if you want to really have the trifecta of all the debuffs, you're going to also include reducing defense. Really, that's the only thing it's really missing out of all of this, or maybe a paralysis attack. But those are the 2 things that I would kind of, say it's missing. But all in all, very, very useful debuff unit. First Awakening skill increases movement and physical resistance for 3 turns at the start of the third turn. Um, it's I wish this one was the first one instead of it having its increased physical power turn one, which is its internal. Uh, I wish it was backwards. This would have made the unit a lot more useful overall. Second one, all stats up, bang resistance 25. Fourth one, sap resistance. Third and fifth, restore HP at either second or third turn, and it's a very large restore HP. And Dastardly Talons power +5. The Evil Claw is the Japanese version translation of Dastardly Talons. So all in all, I'll be honest, I'm a little disappointed by its skill ups here. This is where I'm already kind of coming out forward here. I'm a little disappointed by this unit. It has great ideas, but it just doesn't work as well as you'd expect with these skill sets that you would see. And all right, so level 120 stats. Big problem here with a unit that is designed to last a very long time is its MP with 351. This is its 120 stats at max awakening. It just doesn't have enough MP to be able to actually use a lot of its skills overall for everything that's going on. Its HP is very, very good though, in defense at almost 1100 and 377. Its agility is incredible, 442, and its attack 517. Remember, it gets bonuses with that attack as well. It's an incredibly strong unit, but the problem is it's designed to go into turns 3, 4, and 5, especially, and absolutely dominate its opponents. But it's very hard to get beyond turn 3 with it using its skills without having to save it. So it's not the greatest arena unit. And for PvE, it's pretty good, but honestly, because of the lack of ability to keep on making its damage, just doesn't get as much use. That 517 attack, though, is pretty high. And as I say, with it being able to do as much debuffs for the first two that use the attack, another knock here is that breath being the third skill that does do breathtaking damage. But with the curse and poison too, you kind of like to be able to use it and have that attack be used there. But it's just breath damage, which it is breathtaking. It does do a lot of damage, but still, it just doesn't use that incredibly high attack like you'd want it to. Preferred weapon is the undead sword that you get on Battle Road 6. It has HP 36, attack 11, undead physical power. You're going to want to use this for the undead. HP, physical power, and agility. By far the best weapon for Bones of Baramos. Down. Here I'm physically doing still power of one enemy, the attack power. Its skill does have defense down, but it's rare, or sorry, attack down, but it rarely happens. So I think blunt's still a little bit better than defense down. But if you want to just focus instead from blunt to the defense down skill, that is a-okay and probably a very good one. Also, you could choose oomph and actually use it on itself, which is an incredibly powerful skill for Bones of Baramos. That first attack, it might not be able to do much. Its speed kind of counters what it can do. Uh, and oomph would actually be a really powerful spell to set itself up with for turn two. Um, and so this is a unit that you can do an awful lot with. I know I've been using this an awful lot, but it is kind of how these units have been coming through. Soon we're going to get 8 coming through, and obviously we won't have to learn skills. But all in all, if I got Bones Baramos, I would +1 it with the shards, just because there's nothing that I've wanted to shard with the undead. I would give it oomph, and I would let it go with that, and that's kind of how I would choose. But there's a lot of different ways that you can go with Bones of Baramos. Pros, cons, pull. The Zam skill with attack debuff is a great skill. It would be nicer if it was occasional instead of rare. That's my only knock against it, and to be honest, that's kind of petty on my part. The unit is great at longer battles with that deepening hatred and first awakening, and it increases its attack power for 3 turns, which is really, really wonderful. So turn 3 has massive, massive attack. And if you include oomph on that, you're just starting to look at something that could just crush an enemy. But that's turn 3. Turn 2 is still pretty powerful. It restores HP on turn 2 and turn 3. So it is a unit that you really need to focus on if you get the 3rd and 5th awakenings. And this is a choose your debuff. Like, I know I'm dating myself here. Back when I was going to elementary school, you had choose your adventure books. This is choose your debuff unit, just because he has 4 there, and I think he is much more of a debuffer than attacker, and he still attacks very, very well on top of it. Cons, MP issues, massive MP issues, especially with the way it's designed to go for longer battles. That just does not mesh well. It doesn't have the ability to gain MP, and so it needs other units to be able to become really, really powerful. Needed a ranged attack that's not breath to be able to abuse its stats. And the more I thought about it too, the best skills to give it doesn't give it ranged either. Or it's not an attack, it's just a spell. So it is a bit depressing that that's what we're getting right now. It is a very strong unit compared to most of the units in the game, but I just don't think in the new meta that's coming up that we'll be seeing that this is a unit that you're looking for. And instead, in all honesty, if you don't have a Seraphi, I highly, 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 highly suggest that you focus whatever you can here, other than obviously your free tickets to try and get Seraphi again. This is actually a better unit overall in the game than Bones of Baramos. In all fairness, she's a better unit in the game than most of the units that are coming through. So it's not a huge knock on Bones of Baramos. But all in all, personally, I would rather see people be going for Seraphi than Bones of Baramos, especially if you don't have her. I think that would just be a better play for everybody. But once again, is this unit usable? Yes. Is this a good unit? Yes. Are there much better units coming very, very soon? Yes. Actually, one of them is coming along with that as a revival banner in Seraphi. So, unfortunately, that's Bones of Baramos, and Undead is still, I feel, one of the two weakest families in the game. Nature, you can argue too, in my mind. And once again, I'm probably setting off a firestorm there. Not a big one, but still. That's kind of my feel for the Bones of Baramos. Skeleton Swordsman is the other one. And this is very common. A very, very exciting A unit is stuck with a not so exciting S unit. And when I mean with the not so exciting, it's just there's better S units coming very, very soon. I really don't want to spend too much for Bones Baramos. I will probably just do the free 10 pulls that we should get, plus the paid pull. And I'm actually more hoping for Skeleton Swordsman than I am for Bones of Baramos. I'll be happy if I get Bones of Baramos, as I say. But this is a unit that has some very interesting. It has blunt, rolling break. It also lowers attack power, and can 6 lashes can also lower defense. It does 6 enemies attacks on enemy 100 with 132 or sorry 32. So if you multiply that out, you get 186 just normal. With its stats of being good agility, high attack for an A unit with good enough HP and defense, it's a little light in the combination of the two, but it's still pretty good overall. And with the First Awakening giving +1 movement, this is a pretty good skill unit overall. And its leadership is even good for an A unit with the increased undead attack power by 10%. I don't think you're going to use it as much as others. And one of the main units that you will probably use this with is Bones of Baramos, who has a bit better of a leadership effect, but still, from an A unit, very, very good overall. You added Elemental. I just threw those three up there. If you do get Bones of Baramos, you're probably going to want to also include Zap. That's another one that you could include and might be actually very, very good for Skeleton Swordsman. Or depending on which units you think you're going to use this, if it's going to be an undead team or whatever, you choose the suggested elemental skill. And at this point, it is what it is because all the rest of his skills are non-elemental. If you want to choose debuffs instead, that's good as well. But Skeleton Swordsman, especially for an A unit, 472 attack, 3 movement, I think focusing on the attack is the right thing to go. As an A unit, this is a pretty good one. I'm not saying this is a top one. This is a must pull. Overall, on a banner, this is a disappointing banner. And the S units for me are what really drive what I should tell people to pull or not pull. This unit is very, very useful. It keeps other units surviving longer. So, all in all, I do really, really, really like this unit. I just kind of wish that it came with any other unit, or Bones of Baramos came out like a month or two before. I think then it would have had some use overall. So I hope you guys enjoy. I know this was kind of a scary review, but all in all, I think next week or the week, it might not be exactly next week, but within the next 10 days, we're going to have Dragon Quest 8 coming through. We're going to have a very, very powerful unit that we're all going to be going for. So save up your gems. I don't even think we're getting that much of an event with this unit, so it's a little sad there that we're not going to be able to pile up a little bit more gems through this. But I will be preparing for a very large unit review and also overall review of the event. That should be coming up within the next 4 or 5 days. So I hope you guys enjoy and good luck and enjoy. This week is going to be the least eventful week for the next 4 or 5 weeks for us. So I hope you guys enjoy. Good luck. Bye, everyone.